nothing. That relationship is what brings the business, not the classification. During that period, we decided to go up. We had a contact, and somebody introduced us to a company, a veterans department in Santa Fe, and they wanted to help us get government contracts. We went up there, and we talked to them. They made me all these promises about all these multi-million-dollar contracts. I finally realized it was a waste of time. It was a waste going up there, taking these guys out to lunch and to dinner. What did happen that was very good out of that experience is they put us in contact with a gentleman of the Small Business Office at Los Alamos National Laboratory. We went up there because hoping that since we were service disabled veteran-owned, they would open doors for us, right? Well, this small business advocate really couldn't help us. He put us in contact with this other gentleman there who we established a relationship with, and even today, 6.5 years later, is a very dear friend of ours. We talked to him and we asked him, can you please tell me, how do I get in here? And he looked at us and he says, you know how many people try and get business here? He goes, it's not easy. I said, we know it's not easy, but how do we do it? He says, I'll tell you what, you bring me a product that reduces waste in our waste stream here at Los Alamos National Laboratory, and you'll get in. And we said, all right, explain that to me. I didn't know what he was talking about. Well, he started explaining to me when they do the research and there's contamination, all the protective wear that they wear ends up at low-level waste, and it's very expensive to dispose of. So their dream or their ideal would be to have that go away, just disappear, right? Because it's very expensive. I mean, it's in the millions and millions of dollars. So that week, coming back, by that time I had a partner of mine, John Edwards, who came and joined the company on his own. We were driving back, and he says, you know, Javier, what I'm going to do this weekend, I'm just going to research and see what we can bring to the table. And I said, fine. This guy's single, he's not married, has all this free time. We got back Thursday night. He spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the internet trying to research how or what product we could bring to the table to help him reduce waste.
At this time, your product line is
medical equipment and supplies.
Medical equipment in terms of what kinds of equipment?
Walkers, rollators, canes,
okay.
DME,
the
durable
medical
sure.
equipment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Durable medical equipment.
And so here they're asking you to get rid of some of their contaminated
Well,
materials.
they're asking us to figure a way to reduce the waste stream. All right, because that's one of their biggest headaches and their biggest expense. Monday morning rolls around and John walks into my office, almost jumping out of his shoes, hopping up and down, going, I found it. I go, what did you find? He goes, look at this product. It's called Orex. I go, Orex? You mean like the vacuum cleaner? He goes, no, Orex. It's O-R-E-X. I said, all right, let's look at it. So we pull it up on the computer, and we spent probably 5 hours on that website, searching every page, reading every bit of information about this product. Incredible cutting-edge technology for PPE, personal protection equipment. This product was made of a product called PVA, polyvinyl alcohol, and it was 100% biodegradable and 100% dissolvable. And we're going, my God, this is it. This is what Los Alamos needs. This will get us in the door. So I said, wow, that is amazing. How did you find it? Who cares? And I said, let's call the owner of the company. So right there, that same Friday, we find his main number. They're out of Ashford, Alabama. We called the office and we looked it up who the owner was. His name was John Stewart. John Stewart was a nuclear engineer out of Palo Verde, but now he owns this company. And we asked to speak to him, and the lady goes, very nice lady, the receptionist, she goes, let me give you a cell number. Just call him on his cell. He's usually not here. He lives in Arizona, and he travels all over the place. And I said, okay. She gives us her cell number. We hang up, and we call Mr. Stewart. And he answers the phone.
Wow.
And we go, Mr. Stewart, this is Mr. Saenz and Mr. Edwards. We're from the MRI company. We made a visit to Los Alamos National Laboratory. They told us they're looking for a new PPE to reduce their waste stream, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm a service-disabled, veteran-owned business. Maybe this would open the door to get in. And he kind of laughs, and he goes, I've been trying to get in there for 4 years. He says, they won't even talk to me. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you try it. And John, my partner, goes, would you give us exclusivity if we get in? And he thought about it for a second. He goes, sure, why not? He says, I haven't been able to do anything in 4 years. Go for it. So I said, perfect. And he says, let me send you some catalogs and some more information through the mail. And the rest, of course, is on the website. So here we are. We're all excited. We said, this is it. This is our big ticket, blah, blah. Well, 6 years later, it took us 6 years to get this product into Los Alamos National Laboratory.
Wow.
And finally, I mean, it's incredible technology, and it's going to save them hundreds of millions once they do a complete transition from their normal, which is laundrables. They use cotton coveralls. They're laundered, and then they're checked in case there's any radiation on them or any other contamination. And they use Tyvek, those disposable white suits. Our product is far superior, and it took a while to get them convinced to use it, but just recently in November, they finally awarded a contract to us for $9.75 million for 5 years.
Wow.
And that's a start, but we know that's not going to be enough because they're going to consume 3 to 4 million a year easy just of this product. They hadn't changed their PPE program since Los Alamos started back in 1945.
Wow.
And that's amazing. I mean, in today's day and age with all these new technologies, you know, people hate change, and it's been like that forever. So that's why it took us the 6 years to get them, convince them to make a change.
So they've had to make a cultural change in the way they use equipment and dispose of their materials.
Absolutely. We put 20 and 40-foot containers on site. As they use the material, the bags are also made out of this Oryx. They throw them in the container. When they're full, we pick them up and we ship the product directly to them. And this product we send to, because it's nuclear, we send it to Oak Ridge National Lab, where there's a processor there that takes the material, puts it in a processor, dissolves it into a light solution of vinegar, and all the contaminants are caught in the filtration system. It's like if you took a truckload of protective clothing that needs to be buried, you process it, and the only thing that's left from that 48-foot truckload would fit in a 5-gallon bucket. Huge savings, huge. Wow. I mean, in the millions.
Wow. But you had 6 years of investment in trying to sell to Los Alamos.
We did. 6 years of going up there, the travel, you know, the lunches, the paperwork. At one point, we even donated $16,000 worth of product for free.
Wow.
to beg them to please try it.
Did they do that under the disabled veteran business?
No, they didn't. But now that we got the contract, they are going to take advantage and use that towards their socioeconomic goal for service-disabled veteran-owned business.
Does selling to Los Alamos open up the opportunities to sell to Lawrence Livermore?
Oh, absolutely. We've already got interest from Oak Ridge National Lab, from Savannah River, from Lawrence Livermore, and it's just going to keep growing. You know, this is the future. No matter what, all the DOE sites, all the labs will eventually go to Oryx.
And are you exclusive with Oryx, or?
We are. We actually were able to convince Mr. Stewart to give us exclusivity. There's only 2 distributors in the country. One of them is Fram Safety. Their exclusivity pertains only to the commercial nuclear facility industry. Anything outside of that goes to the MRI company.
Wow.
So that's it's huge.
So you have the federal
and anything in commercial outside the commercial nuclear facility would come to us.
Okay.
And there's like, you know, animal laboratory. We're trying to get the post office on board. There's so many industries. There's still so much growth ahead.
How many employees do you have?
We maintain about 5 people. With 5 of us, we do all of this, and we continue to grow. And I love it because our overhead's low, and we don't have a lot of employee headaches. We work as a team, and it's functioning. You know, I don't have to keep all this inventory for this PPE. It's shipped directly from the DC out of Ashford, Alabama. It's amazing. It just works beautifully.
So you're small, lean, and quick.
Exactly.
You're ideal small business because you can see the need and
it's repeat. You know, it's the same stuff over and over and over, and you can't beat it. It's just like the food business. You know, you keep eating the same thing over and over, and you keep going back to buy it. This is going to do the same thing.
Is this the dream that you had years and years?
Absolutely is. It is the dream. The other part of this, because of our relationship with Los Alamos, they've given us opportunities to develop and design new technologies. And that part of it, we've now become into the manufacturing end of it. And it's exciting because most of this is mechanical. My mechanical background, which I always had, is now being utilized in my business along with a business background.
So now you're inventing products.
That's right. We are inventing new products. It's exciting. I just, you know, I have friends that went to school with me that already retired, and they come to me and say, when you retire, we can go play golf. I said, never. I don't ever want to retire. I love what I do.
So this new product that you're getting into is now, what's the nature of that?
That is a metal cover for glove ports. A glove box is an enclosure made out of stainless steel with a leaded glass window, whereby they do research on stuff that's very highly contaminated. And they have the gloves where they put their hands through to work on the stuff, and there's no economical technology for them to find when a glove has a breach before they start to work. And the products that we have brought to the table are doing exactly that. We've also, because of that, we've come up with a plug, a metal plug, that serves for the same purpose, to detect a leak or a breach in the glove, and it now serving as a metal cover in case of a fire, both from the work area or inside the glove box. And it's also serving as a security device because they can plug them, take a handle away so workers can't get in. And most recently, we figured out a way to provide shielding to keep gamma rays and neutrons from coming through the glove ports where most of the contamination, most of the worker contamination comes through. And they're just like, they're excited.
So you've evolved from scrap material,
yeah,
to bolts of material, to finished goods and medical supplies, and now you're innovating and you're helping Los Alamos Lab
and every other deal we cite. You know, some of this stuff will eventually get implemented nationwide, and there's approximately 15 Department of Energy locations that all have glove boxes.
So how many years of business has it taken you to get to this point?
How many years of business? 30.
30 years.
I wish I could have done it at a younger age, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'm loving it.
Well, you know, your story is fascinating. I really, really appreciate your time, Mr. Saenz, in telling us the story, but you're just beginning to break ground.
That's
you're
right.
Getting to an